If there's one thing that many Star Wars fans will agree on, it's the fact that Kathleen Kennedy was very much notorious for, of course, the major fact that she was really much not a very good leader at leading Lucasfilm and the overall Star Wars franchise and the Star Wars community. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Kathleen Kennedy is that, yes, we do know that she was the one directly responsible for derailing the franchise at the very end of The Last Jedi. It was The Last Jedi as a film that really changed a lot of things amongst many Star Wars fans. You know, that movie in and on itself is what really caused a lot of problems within the films and within the Star Wars fandom. And obviously, when we look at The Rise of Skywalker, it went through many different phases of reshoots and rewrites. It's one of the main reasons as to why when you watch the movie, it feels very messy and shaky and just very fast-paced, at least in the beginning of the movie, is because so much was done and altered to the film by Kathleen Kennedy. Now, what's really intriguing to me all has to do with the fact that she no longer has creative control over a majority of the Star Wars projects, which honestly is good news. It tells us that there really is a light at the end of the tunnel here. There is a new hope for new Star Wars material to actually take its way into a new positive form, and in a sense where it's really going to give the Star Wars fandom, you know, I guess you could say, enough momentum to really look forward to what's coming in the near future. I think that the Clone Wars Season 7 and The Mandalorian was enough to do that, you know, to really give fans hope of what's to come in the near future in the next couple of years. Now, on top of all of this, with both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek now finished with the Skywalker saga, it's described that behind the scenes, major changes are being made over at Lucasfilm in order to create a better future for the Star Wars franchise. Currently, Bob Chapek is creating the structure of the new Star Wars universe, and exactly how it should be executed for the fans to enjoy around the world. Now, however, it's noted that during and after many of the interviews that were done both before and after the Rise of Skywalker premiere, many creators of the sequel trilogy and even actors were questioned about Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy. It's described that at one point in time, actor Mark Hamill was questioned about Kathleen Kennedy's leadership, to where he was able to unveil that Kathleen Kennedy was the one who wanted to bring back Palpatine from the dead at last minute in an attempt to save the box office results of the movie, and figured it would create tons of nostalgia for the character and of the original trilogy. Hamill discovered and described that Kennedy did not want to unveil on how Palpatine was alive in the movie in the later reshoots of the film, and that this decision left the cast and crew very confused and concerned as to how well the film would actually do without an explanation of how Palpatine survived. Hamill unveils that J.J. Abrams originally wanted to have a full scene and even shot the scene between Adam Driver and Ian McDiarmid on how Palpatine survived, and that Kathleen Kennedy immediately deleted the sequence as she believed the mystery would make the film more powerful. Not just that, but also Hamill revealed that Kennedy did not enjoy the process of J.J. Abrams using many of course, Colin Trevorrow's original work from Episode 9, Duel of the Fates, then that many of his scenes were going to be reworked into the movie before they got deleted. So here's the thing, in case you guys are out of the loop. Colin Trevorrow, the original director of Episode 9, Duel of the Fates, is that he was going to actually do something far different than what J.J. Abrams did with Episode 9. Now, what JJ wanted to do was he actually wanted to really take many of the scraps from Duel of the Fates and use it for The Rise of Skywalker. And they were doing that in the very beginning phases of principal photography. Kathleen Kennedy eventually did not like that decision and did not like the end result after some of the raw footage screenings, and decided to pull those scenes out of the movie. Now, to me, I think that's a disgrace, honestly. I mean, say what you will about Colin Trevorrow's work with Jurassic World. I understand that. I myself did not enjoy Jurassic World, but I think that Colin Trevorrow, given from the script leaks that we were able to see, visually speaking, and the concept art that leaked online, he had a lot of fresh, original ideas that I personally think was a little bit more authentic to the Star Wars franchise. So for JJ to use some of those scenes, I think what JJ was doing was he was taking the strong points from Colin Trevorrow's work and putting it into episode 9 to kind of save a little piece of his legacy of Star Wars and what he really wanted to do. Let's not forget that Daisy Ridley herself even said that she cried at the very end of episode 9's script by Colin Trevorrow, and that it was very emotional. And the main reason because of that is that it was going to be a very emotional ending. In fact, in one of the drafts by Colin Trevorrow, both Rey and Kylo Ren die at the very end of the movie during their battle on Mortis. So, like I've said before in the past, you know, when you think about Kathleen Kennedy, she really made a lot of terrible decisions, obviously, and she only brought Palpatine in order to shoehorn him into the story in hopes of really, you know, ramping up the box office. So with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.